What's up, guys? Adapark here, and today we are going to take a step back from the series that I've been working on, where we're taking a look at some of the various aspects, some of the various roles within World of Warcraft. Instead, I want to kind of switch gears for a little bit, because we've done a couple of those videos, and they're fun, they're really neat to make, but at the same time, there are so many other messages that I want to get out there to you guys. And today, I have one for my raiders. Now, this is for every single raider. This is healers, this is tanks, this is DPS, this is even including raid leaders. However, this is for folks that are not in a leadership position. And that message is this: open your mouth. Open your mouth and start talking. Regardless of whether you use Discord, Mumble, TeamSpeak, Skype, the humble Ventrilo, whatever you use, whatever your voice communication is. And if you're not using one as an organized raid, holy shit, that may be the first takeaway from this video, is that you need something where you can vocally speak to people. Messages in game are great. Macros are great. Interrupt, macros and various different add-ons and LVUI that announces when you've interrupted things and whatnot are great. But Ventrilo, Mumble, TeamSpeak, vocally communicating it, a million times better. No doubt. No way you could argue and convince me otherwise. But with that being said, let's talk about open communication within those voice programs, those Mumble, Vent, etc. I've mentioned it before, and it's definitely a theme that we're going to look into, but I will continue to mention it. And that is the fact that as a raid leader, as the people in charge of handling that raid, you got a lot of crap going on. You have, and I wish you guys, if you've never led a raid before, could picture, not only are you expected to do your job of tanking, healing, DPSing, but you are expected to monitor every other person in the raid, and that is where they're standing, performance, are they executing mechanics properly? You're worrying about people that you need to bring in, people that need to sit, people that are going to come in late, leave early. You're getting whispers from potential recruits, people that are bitching, complaining. A million different things are going on, and that's every single night. That is insanity. So there's a lot of stuff going on for a raid leader, for the folks that are handling the administrative leadership portion of the raid. So what that means is sometimes we need help. Sometimes we see things, sometimes there are things going on that we're just not picking up on because we may in fact be taking care of something else. So with that being said, what I propose to you, my raiders, is this: open your mouth, start talking about stuff. What I mean is, if you are one of the two tanks within your raid, regardless of the raid size, there has to be at least two of you. Are you taunting the boss? Are you taking the boss away from tank number one and you're tank number two and you're taunting? Say something. Why? Why does it matter? A macro could suffice. Well, you're preparing your healers to switch heals over to you. If you are trying to keep this guy alive and he's about to taunt, great. To switch heals over to him. Do you need an extra cooldown? Have you popped all of your defensive cooldowns, but you need one more for the various, I'm trying to think, Eye of Fate, the Spear from Cenarius. What is going to immediately kill you that you could call out an external cooldown for? Is a mob, is a boss, I'm trying to think of the Dominator tentacles within the Ilgoth, or however you pronounce it, fight. The big eyeball in Emerald Nightmare. Does he need to be interrupted? Have you already interrupted? Is your interrupt down? Are you going to get the next interrupt? These are things where that Mind Flay ability needs to be interrupted. It's the only one that you can interrupt on that encounter. So call it out. Are you getting the next one? Is yours down? Did you get it at the same time as somebody else? Are you moving the boss? Again, you're preparing, you're notifying your raid. Look, here's what's going on. There's something, Renfro, great example. The tornadoes in rock form are getting super close to the poison, or the tornadoes are, whatever, twisted shadows or whatever it is, are moving super close to the raid. I need to move this boss out of the way. Say something, hey guys, moving the boss, over this direction. Give your raid a heads up. Are you in a DPS position? Again, do you need to interrupt something? Will you get the next one? Is yours down? Etc. Are there ads in the back? Are there ads that are spawning that your tanks aren't picking up? They may not see them. They may have their backs turned to them. They may have forgotten, something, an oh shit moment happened, and their attention, their focus shifted from, I know in 10 seconds the ads are coming, to, oh crap, I'm about to die. Let me make sure I hit bark skin and survival instincts and shield block and, last stand and, whatever. What is going on? Are they missing something? Are they not picking something up? Healers, again, same thing. As you guys are generally in the back of the raid with the ranged DPS, generally, as a blanket statement, we could say that. We could say something generic like that. But are there ads spawning that your tanks have forgotten about? Or maybe simply you just need to say something. They are, slamming their head against the wall, hitting that boss, and they have forgotten, or maybe haven't forgotten, but the DPS didn't realize there are ads that are out, that maybe need to be interrupted or stunned or, whatever. Are you using a healing cooldown? So here is a big one. This is one that, especially for healers, just makes me blow a gasket. It just a brain aneurysm incoming. Is when you, as a healer in my guild, I have one of my officers, one of his duties is to handle raid cooldowns. I have no interest in handling it. I'm handling, the top level guild leadership crap. Making sure the officers are handling their crap, talking to raiders and making sure that, hey, your performance is substandard, we're going to sit you, or hey, we need to bring you in, whatever, a billion different things that I'm handling. I have one of my officers handling other things. I have this new guy who handles healers and healing cooldowns. And part of his job is he will call out cooldowns. Tranquility, now. Aura, now, paladins. Whatever, the barrier, go. And he calls that stuff out. And so it's nice because the healers know when to pop it, they know what's going on, and we have complete control over that damage reduction. However, my one caveat when I tell healers this is, look, he's going to be calling it out. However, you as a healer, you have to make a judgment call. I know I'm going to be the next one to pop Tranquility, which is in 60 seconds. But the raid is super low, and if we don't get them up right now, we're all going to die. I'm popping Tranquility. I'm okay with that. I'm not saying that, I'm going to kick you out of the raid if you do so, even though it wasn't called for. You need to make a snap judgment call. That is what raiding is about. However, with that being said, if you pop it early, say something. Popping Tranquility now, whatever the case might be. Say something. One, that lets my officer know I do not have Tranquility available for this fight. Or, for this cooldown. And it lets everybody know what's going on, so that if I am playing a different healer, randomly pick one, I don't also pop a cooldown. If I go, okay, the raid is super low, however, Jim Bob is popping Tranquility and he called it out, I'm not going to pop the barrier or, whatever big, high-end healing cooldown you got for damage reduction. I don't need to worry about it because he's drinking. Maybe we can shift up the rotation and boom, we're good to go. And the last one for healers is because you guys are generally, and I've been in this boat, you guys are more, I don't want to say more mindful, but you guys are a second pair of eyes on debuffs. Is somebody standing in something that is bad? Are they standing in fire, getting this big, gigantic damage over time ability? Great example, Ilgother, again, however you say it, the big eyeball in Emerald Nightmare. The blobs put a stacking debuff on the DPSers, or really anybody. When they fixate on them, they will get into melee range and they put a dot on them. Every time they hit you, dot, 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 dot. And it stacks. Okay, is one of your raters extremely high when it comes to this dot? Is everybody else sitting at, maybe 1 or 2 stacks and they're slowing and knocking back and, whatever abilities they have, but then this, one, boomkin druid, I'll pick on myself, even though generally I'm halfway decent at it, says, I'm not going to move because I really need to cast Full Moon because it's a totally awesome spell and it's really big and it does a whole lot of damage and it makes, my chicken feathers ruffle. Woohoo, whatever. And, am I getting 20 stacks of this debuff on me? In scenarios, am I just sitting there and I'm not cleansing the debuff? Whatever the case might be, is there something that is making it significantly harder on the healers that me as a raider, me as a DPSer, a tank, hell, even another healer, that they can call out and I can be more mindful of? Hey, Chris, your stacks are really high on that. You need to cleanse it. Well, shit, I didn't even realize it because I was too busy, focused on the ads for Scenarius. I was just too busy, focusing on, the ads for the thing and not killing the blobs, for the eyeball, whatever. You guys are watching this crap. Call it out. And in general, it's nice to keep people updated. Again, things like DPM are great. DBM is a wonderful tool. It is so awesome. It is so essential for raiding, in my opinion. It's a great tool. It's a great add-on. I really believe that. However, talking is always going to be faster. It's always going to be better because you get a more instantaneous update when you call crap out, as opposed to looking at, whatever table, whatever graphic, whatever displays on the screen and associating that with this raider. Instead, you are speaking to each other. Again, I've said this and I'll say it again, when it comes to the boss, when it comes to whatever raid mechanic or raid encounter rather, that you're working on, keep vent clear. Don't talk about what you're doing this weekend and, oh my God, my numbers are so great. My numbers are so shitty. Oh, tanks, you guys suck. You guys rock. I can't wait to get this loot. Don't talk about that crap. That's not the time nor the place to do it. If it's trash and we're not having any issues, great. Go for it. Just yap away. I don't care. But once we get to that boss and we start pulling and we are putting, time and effort and energy into that boss, shut up. Keep it raid focused. I don't need to know what loot you want while we're killing the boss. I would much rather know that your cooldown, that you popped a healing cooldown or that you cannot get the next interrupt because you used yours at the same time as somebody else, on accident, or you fat fingered, or you disconnected, or, whatever the case might be. These are the things that I want to know, not other crap that doesn't pertain to that specific raid encounter. With all that being said, guys, I know it's one of those things where, you get into vent and it's easy to not talk. It's easy to not call stuff out because the raid leader should be doing that, right? And yeah, for the most part, I am doing that. For the most part, my officers are assisting me in that. But again, I can't see everything. I don't know what the healers are doing. I don't know what cooldowns are available. I'm not going to micromanage that crap. Get the information out there, work together, and kill some crap. With all that being said, guys, hopefully you enjoy the content that I'm spewing out here. If you do, hit that like button. That sincerely encourages me to continue to make content like this that you're watching right now. If you want to see more content like this, hit that sub button. Both of these things encourage me a great deal, much more than you guys will ever know, to continue to spew out, to continue to make content that you see here. If there's anything you want me to cover, if there's anything you want me to talk about, give my 2 cents in. Comment section below is a great way to share anything that you want, whether it's a discussion on what I've talked about or new ideas, something that you'd like to see me make content on. And until next time, guys, I'll see you.